wanted to give you some last instructions on part H of number 1. I don't know if I had made this as explicit as I wanted to. So what we're looking at is this part here on number H, where you're supposed to state the regression line, the correlation coefficient. Since the least squares minimize the sum of squares of residuals, find the sum of squares of residuals for the regression line. This is also called the sum of squares error. If you go to your course pack and you're looking here at page 17, the least squared criterion is the best line which minimizes the sum of the squares of the vertical distance between the observed data and the corresponding points. So here I've got a line and some data points. Let's see if I can draw the residual. So the residual would be between the distance from here to here. I really like that to be colored too. And from here to here, whatever this distance is, and whatever this distance is, and so forth for all my points. So all of these right here are what's called the residuals. So they're the observed y minus my predicted y. And so this distance here, residual, if it's below the line, the residual is negative, and it's above the line, it's positive. So just like the other time where we're trying to measure variation, we square each one of these to sum them up to find the sum of the squares of the residuals. And it's the sum of those squares that's the smallest will give us the best line that we want, or the best line to calculate. So when you're looking at this on your Minitab, so here I've got the data. I'm going to take a different example. I'm going to go to stat, regression, and then fitted line plot. Okay, stat, regression, fitted line plot. And I'm going to do, what should I do? Opening weekend and as my y value, and the predicted value would be, let's say, the audience score. Actually, let's change the opening week. Let's make it a little more different. Let's take the world gross. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is predict from the audience score what its world gross would be and see if there's any correlation between the two. So I go ahead and calculate that. And what I get is this sort of thing, and it gives me my line up here, gives me my r squared, and here it gives me, since it's positive, I could take the square root of this 14.7 to find my r. To find the sum of the squared error, then you take this column right here. This is the sum of squares, and this is the error. So my sum of squared error would be 40252374. And so that's what I want. And by the way, I could, if I highlight this, I could copy this or send to Microsoft Word. And let me just blow this up a bit. Here I did it. I can make this bigger. Make it bigger. Come on, make it bigger. Make it bigger. Well, and then this part right here that I'm highlighting in this table part right here would be the sum of squared errors. So that's what we're asking for in this problem right here, where you're supposed to state the regression line and the correlation coefficient and state the sum of squares of the residuals for regression line. That's the SSE that you could find. If you needed to find the correlation coefficient, you could go stat, basic statistics, correlation, and enter your variables within there. As you can see, the world gross, based on how well the audience liked it, is very low. It's only 0.384. So I hope this helps you. Hope this helps you finish up lab number 2.